What do you guys think going into this? We just saw Void. We know what Jaiden's capable of. What are kind of our thoughts going in on this?
No thoughts.
Only
Toad School.
Only Toad School. Okay.
She was talking. She's gonna show off that Toad School.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I absolutely think so.
So it's gonna come down to, is he ready?
Yeah.
To take on, that mycelium might.
So mighty.
So mighty, bestie. Aaron, what do you think about this team?
So there's the Toad School. I do think there was the Mousehold Annihilate on the other team, right? With the safety goggles on the Mousehold. And so I'm wondering if there's anything that can be done there. But you do have to worry about Choice Scarf Annihilate kind of just dunking on the poor mouse, immediately and just taking it out with that final gambit. I think there's the Fairy Terror on Skeletorge as well, which makes it an interesting counter into that Hydreigon, which likes to set up the focus energy and, of course, crit with the Draco Meteors. What do you think, Aaron?
Well, I mean, so I'm first drawn to this final gambit on Annihilate, and that is a super interesting move that deals 1 point of damage for each hit point you have, and you faint.
Yeah.
So it's like you take out one Pokemon, and also faint, so it's really tactical. But it's a fighting type move, and Void's Mousehold is Terra Ghost. So he can if he wants. That's right. But it's definitely applying that pressure, and that's what I'd be thinking about in his shoes.
Absolutely. And I also want to call attention to this Meowscarada, right? Meowscarada is a great Pokemon. Really, really strong. And knockoff taking away items could be really big. Removing... Wait, could you do Meowscarada Toad School? Knock off the safety goggles, Rage Powder, redirect the beat up?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, Jaiden definitely has tools here, right? I think also, oftentimes when we're talking about beat up, we're talking, of course, about that really powerful Rage Fist. But Jaiden has 3 Dark types on this team, which, 2 of them being tanky enough that they can actually feasibly withstand it. And of course, Draco Meteor with Life Orb, a very powerful attack. So definitely, I think that this is looking to be a bit more even than the last game, though a lot of offense from Void side once again.
I mean, I'm looking at the Tailwind option as well on Jaiden's Hydreigon, because that's a great way to be able to control the speed into some of Void's more speedy Pokemon. Like, I'm looking at the Garchomp. I know the Annihilate on Jaiden's team has the Choice Scarf, so maybe you're not too worried about being able to set that up, but it's nice to have if in game number 1 you realize you're just not fast enough.
Yeah. Especially getting around Mousehold and Annihilate. We also have Skeletorge on this team, which I think is interesting because Terra Fairy Skeletorge, super effective on Annihilate, super effective on Garchomp, super effective on Hydreigon, super effective on Amoonguss, not threatened at all by Gardevoir, doesn't take any damage from the Mousehold. So, sorry, Force of Habit. Gardevoir. So the thing is that, the real threat to Skeletorge is how are you getting around this beat-up mouse? But if you can get around the beat-up mouse, how is Void getting around this Terra Fairy Skeletorge?
That's a great question.
Thanks. Oh, thanks, man.
Hey, no problem.
I feel like I'm still processing the last game, so I'm trying to think about answers, but I was like...
I feel like I have whiplash.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I can begin to answer that. Is that the ape doesn't care. It's going to ape escape. And if Void is able to get that beat up off into the ape, Telefairy Skeletorge is still going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And so I think that, one other thing to point out is that, when we spoke to Void, it sounded like that Gardevoir with Trick Room was really for other Trick Room teams. He's not looking to set Trick Room. And when you're against a Tailwind team, that can be scary.
Yeah.
So you got to be, watch out for that.
Absolutely. And I think, it's also worth noting if Void in his head is kind of like, hey, God of War. Hey, God of War.
Get out of here.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here. Hey. So if God of War over here is just if it's only intended to be brought against teams like Boxes, if it's only intended to, be used as a tool against Trick Room, Void's kind of playing with 5 Pokemon here. But we have.
I think we're playing with 5 casters.
5 casters.
I just had a question. I was like, okay, so obviously Toad School and his silly little ability where he moves last. And obviously that works on stuff like Golden Go and whatnot. But does it work on grass types?
No. Okay. So it ignores abilities. So anything blocking.
Safety goggles still.
Safety goggles still blocks it. Grass types still block it. Gotcha. But Garganackle will block. It works on Goldengo. It works on anything with. Is there anything else?
It's just abilities,
guys. It's just abilities.
If it was Vital Spirit,
Annihilate, could get scored. Yeah.
I see.
So Jacob, if you don't mind me asking, what's your take on this matchup, right?
I think Jaiden's team is pretty funny because I think the rest of the game is determined by how aware Void is of Jaiden's strategy and not really the other way around.
Okay.
Because Jaiden's realistically opening with Toad School Skeletorge.
Yeah.
And it's like naturally, the brain wants to attack the Skeledirge because it's a big, scary crocodile.
Yep.
And then if you attack it, then one of your Pokemon's now asleep because of Spore. And then if you start focusing Toadstool, now it's like too late, and we already have a leftover Skeledirge who's probably using Torch Song, and by the time you wake up, he's like +2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's pretty scary because with the guaranteed sleep turns, you're probably like, you at least get a few Torch Songs in there. You can greet if you really want to.
100%. Yeah, and the Terra Fairy making Skeledirge even more threatening because maybe you can take a Rage Fist after a Terra. So we see both players kind of. Jaiden locks in immediately, and Void, it actually looks like, is ready to, at least thinking about it. We were kind of looking at this Maushold Annihilate as the main centerpiece of offense. So do you have a lot of experience versus this? Like,
yeah, I have a strategy specifically for this.
Yeah.
And
don't tell them the strategy.
Exactly. I'm not saying it on stream. I'm aware.
I'm looking out. I'm just letting you say it.
Aaron's got steak in there.
People have been like coming up and asking me questions about like general knowledge and stuff like that. I'm happy to help. And then they ask one question about my team. I'm like, sorry.
That's like me at events. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, hey, what are you using? I'm like, can't say.
Yeah, Box. He was playing against Void, and he was like, so what does Imprison do? And I'm like, man, I don't know.
Maushold Annihilate here against Annihilate and Meowscarada.
Wait, no Skeledirge.
No Skeledirge.
No Toadstool.
This is what I would have done for what it's worth. Because the comment, basically, Maushold, you do not want to let it get the yes! Yes! I love this play. This covers the both options. If you go for Terra, yeah, you're immune to close combat, but you eat the knockoff. And if you don't Terra, you die to close combat. It's a pin.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I love 2 coaches for this game.
Well, I'm from a while ago. I don't even remember that.
Oh! They're both playing so well. What is going on?
Oh my god. The question is, what is the Annihilate doing? Is it going to activate Meowscarada's Focus Sash, or is it going to attack into Annihilate?
Ooh, that's
Or
so
bulk.
tough.
Does it have bulk up?
It could just
It
bulk
could
up.
bulk
God.
up. Any bulk?
Up.
Oh,
Okay.
Punch.
That's strong because even if Jaiden makes the same play, Void can just attack Meowscarada again, and it's a 1-for-1.
It's a 1-for-1, right? But it's a 1-for-1 where you don't have the beat-up stacks.
That's true.
I love this play from Jaiden. I really like it.
The thing is, though, that this Annihilate on Jaiden's side is now locked into close combat, so it will never hit that Annihilate.
That's right.
So 1-for-1
Never
is
say
really...
never, brother. I
All
believe.
right.
I believe. Trust. You can side knockoff.
It's going to terrify, and I'm going to look like a moron.
You have to switch Maushold out here because you know the close combat's coming.
You do have, I think Void has that Amoonguss in the back.
Meowscarada is now in overgrow range.
That's true.
Oh.
And if you,
She
she
can
can
just
Terra
pop-
Grass.
she can just pop
Flower
Annihilate.
Trick, the
Yep.
Annihilate.
Done.
Done Dozo.
But she made a move, and I forget what it is.
I
I think
said
she just
knock
repeated the
off.
turn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Cool.
That was an awesome
Was
turn
it
one,
knockoff
though.
or
Like,
turn
oh,
one?
there's the switch.
Wow.
Oh my god.
No, that Maushold is on borrowed time now.
Oh my god. Great switch from Void. Oh!
Terra?
A Terra, but I think it must be from Void.
Wait,
to
but it makes
cover
so
for the flower trick.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting seeing Void navigate how these other players are dealing with it, because like that's a great play.
Yeah.
But Jaiden, we know, didn't go for the flower trick.
You know the meme of the guy eating cereal, and it's like he will never close combat an island, but then Island Terra fires, and the guy spits out his cereal. That's you right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh my god, that did a lot.
Oh, but
see,
The Rocky helmet.
So Void actually talked about this before going into the matches today, where he has the Rocky helmet, and he also has rough skin on Garchomp.
To finish off.
It can finish off Pokemon like that are in that range.
So Jacob, you obviously talked about Skeledirge earlier, and we didn't kind of get that Toadstool set up, but I feel like now's not a bad time for it, right? Actually,
No.
I think it's a bad time
I think that's
for
a game 2 strat, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that's like, personally, I just know that's Jaiden's favorite part about this entire team is
Yeah.
the Toadstool Skeledirge.
Yes.
And I also know she gets insane anxiety in competition. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that we're like overthinking, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking that your opponent's thinking that you're thinking that they're thinking.
Yeah.
You know, like, You're going way too deep at this point.
No,
the thing is, I feel like Jaiden's like turn 1 play would work against most players in that situation.
I would lose to that every
Void's just
time.
been playing like exactly like how a pro would do it, right? Like even the Fire Terra just to cover for Meowscarada, like one step
So
ahead,
cool.
but Skeledirge is out.
Let's see what Amoonguss goes for here. Is it going to be a Drain Punch? Is it going to be a Rage Powder? Is it going to be a Spore? It's Rage Powder. I really like this play from Jaiden because if she switches Skeledirge in and accidentally eats like a Spore, it could be game over. But here,
huge protect.
Huge protect from King Gambit, and what this allows her to do is switch King Gambit back out. The Rage Fist still isn't boosted, and now she can both get a boost up with Torch Song and get Annihilate back in if she wants.
Also with the King Gambit and the Skeletor switch in, like, that Drain Fist wasn't hitting anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's actually opting for immediate damage, though, into the Annihilate. I don't hate this play at all.
No, I think it's a good way to, just get your way back in the game. And now that Annihilate at the end with that Choice Scarf is applying huge pressure.
Exactly, because Jaiden has baited out the Terra from Void, and so that means that that terrifying Terra Ghost no longer on the table.
I also really like
Thanks.
Jaiden's decision.
I like that. I see what you did there.
Not a fan for it.
I think Jaiden's decision to stay in is actually really smart because Choice Scarf Annihilate doesn't actually do very much damage. Like the King Gambit does way more damage, right? And like the thing with Choice Scarf Annihilate is it's good to clean up the game with Final Gambit, but close combat's not actually doing that much. So I think that's a really, really smart decision.
Yeah. Also, with the KO on Amoonguss, that's one less. Oh, nice, Terra. It's one less beat up stack.
Oh, that's true.
I never we don't really see late game beat up very often, but here it's actually very relevant, right?
But here's the Rage Fist stack you're looking for with this. Is it Ironhead?
I think it's Kowtow Cleave.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let's see.
How much?
How much? 60? 50?
Oh,
Not
pretty
bad.
good
That's a
damage.
lot.
Especially because there's no good target for Drain Punch anymore. It's a flying type and 2 ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the Terra and I was like so excited to see if that Annihilate was going to go for Drain Punch
Or,
because I was like, oh, that's so good.
Garchomp. Oh, interesting decision.
Well, so now the Terra looks even better.
Yeah.
What can
What are you
Garchomp do?
Earthquake me,
to
I dare
this?
you.
That's right.
You do have Rock Slide, but the thing is, Rock Slide's not exactly the strongest attack. Like, it does some damage, but with spread type, reducing your damage output, not that strong. Skeletor and King Gambit are both really bulky. So the question is whether or not Annihilate can, follow up with the KO, but I think Jaiden is very quickly mounting a comeback right now, which is very impressive.
Yeah, especially given I feel like with the turn 1, she lost basically one of her Pokemon for no real benefit, right? And I think this turn's going to be crucial, which is, did Void go for Rock Slide and Rage Fist, or did Void go for Protect and Earthquake? Because both those moves, basically Void is to call which Pokemon does Jaiden want to protect. If he doubles into basically the King Gambit, it could be really scary because, another Torch Song could go off. Protect comes out, no Protect from Annihilate. Let's see what happens. It is Rock Slide. It's not 100% accurate.
Stressful sitting there.
Very stressful. Void looks a little stressed. King Gambit takes a lot of damage.
But it has Citrus Berry, right?
Yeah. I gave it Citrus Berry. Good memory.
That's actually pretty... I would expect it to survive a Rage Fist from Annihilate
100%.
right now. Yeah.
Rage Fist into the Skeletor. Great protect.
Man.
Is it going to flinch, though, 30% of the time? No flinch. Big damage.
That rough skin adding up, though.
Adding up.
Yeah.
But wait. Jaiden is almost in a position where every Pokemon is in range of close combat because of all the damage she's tacked on.
That's true. I was just thinking Annihilate could come in and, if she's at a Pokemon advantage, she can just Final Gambit and it's all done.
Giving up the Ghost typing can have some unintended consequences. It's one of the cool things about terrestrialization.
And I like how you called out earlier that now that they've terrestrialized, there's no more option to terrestrialize again.
Secrets, no more surprises.
Protect from Garchomp.
And how do you feel about the mouse hold in the back? though?
Mouse hold in the back.
What does it really do here?
It doesn't.
It's
kind of just there.
Yeah.
What it does do is it does protect
Oh wait, this could be huge though.
Torch Song into the Protect.
Oh, it's into the Garchomp. Yeah, you could see Jaiden's reaction too to that Protect on the Garchomp was.
Oh, it's the double into the Protect.
But it makes sense, right? Because if you think that it's just going to be Rock Slide and Rage Fist again, of course you're going to double there to make sure Garchomp goes down. But Void playing incredibly well. I really love how close this match has been.
Yeah, I'm shocked Annihilate has been alive this long. If I can be completely
honest.
honest. That's target number 1 for me.
It's hard to get rid of. It really is. And Void has double redirection. He has Mousehold and he has Amoonguss.
Yep.
Fun.
Very fun.
And I think that play made a lot of sense, right? Because even if Annihilate goes down, Mousehold comes out and can just follow me as Garchomp clicks Rock Slide. There's no spread damage on Jaiden's end. So Void ends up even getting a better end of the bargain than probably what he was expecting. But this is still incredibly close because Mousehold does not apply late game damage, right? It's just a follow me user essentially.
Yeah, because this one doesn't have population bomb on it either.
Full support.
Full support. I mean, it has beat up, but at the end of the game, I mean, that's not the move that I would want. Protect the Skeletor. What did Void do? And is he going to connect Rock Slide if he even goes for it? Rock Slide, here it comes. It's going to be crucial. We saw this do a lot of damage thanks to the Life Orb. Connects again.
Is that Rocky's only making tilt now?
What's Rocky Helmet?
Oh, I thought like the damage from the Rocky Helmet. I thought that put.
Oh, the read.
This is suddenly getting kind of tricky. I think Void just played very, very well to like call the protects, use his own protect wisely.
He won every 50-50 pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He seems like he's getting into his zone, right?
Yeah.
Of like,
Yes.
like predicting the other player. That seems like something he's very good at, drawing from that Smash experience.
Yeah.
Also, not just Smash. If I can gas up Void, he's notorious for being good at every single game he touches.
Yeah.
And if he told me he started learning VGC last night, he is still like the #1 opponent I'm the most scared of.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. It's just something in his genes, right?
He's played this like a pro.
Yeah.
Like I
Yes.
don't disagree with any move choice that he made. But also to Jaiden's credit, I think she's made really good plays as well. It's one of those where it's like against most players this should work. Void is just playing at a like abnormal level.
I genuinely believe that if you give a Void a week in any esport, he's at least like a high-level player.
Yeah.
100%.
It certainly looks like that right
that's
now.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, it's unsurprising to me. And what I hate, apparently Ludwig told me this. You know, Ludwig asked Void, he was like, hey, how are you feeling? Are you good about this tournament? And Void just smiles and goes, I'm Void.
He knows.
He can say.
He knows.
I don't think he can get away with that, honestly.
Ooh. Not very much damage, but Rage Fist. So Jaiden is locked into Rage Fist now.
Oh.
That Annihilate was way angrier.
That
Yes,
was
it was.
so much angrier. So, go ahead.
Well, I thought that Jaiden's Annihilate had taken damage, so the Rage Fist would be stronger, but it was Rocky Helmet.
So it's a kind of a niche situation, but Rage Fist only gives you a stack, obviously getting 50 points stronger every time the user is hit by an attack. But if you hurt yourself with recoil or you attack into a Rocky Helmet or a rough skin, that doesn't count. So, you know, in the end, this game was a 3-1, but I think Jaiden played very well, especially after that turn 1. Like, the turn 1 just looked so difficult because she basically gave up Pokemon for no reason. In turn 2, she did lose a Pokemon and didn't get that much value out of it. So I really liked her mid-game repositioning, and I think even though this was a rough game 1, I think she absolutely can claw this back in game 2.
Yeah.
There were also like opportunities for Sucker Punch, but I think Jaiden may have been hesitant to go for it because of the risk of Garchomp just switching out into Mousehold, Annihilate protects, then follow me.
Yeah.
And so
Definitely.
it's one of those where it's like there's no clear obvious option for her.
Yeah.
But I think Void's like decision to fire Terra Annihilate shows how high level he is, right?
Yes.
Because most players would look at that and be like, wait, why are you going for Terra? You're not risk of getting knocked out. But you guys pointed out there's the Meowscarada with that Overgrow, with that flower trick. You imagine a grass
With the
Terra there as well.
yeah.
Because Mousehold switches out, you have no more Friend Guard anymore. And so even though it didn't actually like come out that turn and, you know, cover for that option, and that's what pro players do. And so I'm so impressed. But Jaiden, like that turn 1 play also not going into the Toadsquirrel plus Skeledirge, which I know she loves, like shows that she has other game plans, and it was a really smart game plan as well.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's tough. It is tough.
I don't know how you guys do this. I'll say it.
It's hard. It's tough, man. Voice does it well.
tough.
It's tough, but you know, love of the game, and it's always an opportunity to learn and to be better. And I think that's what's so exciting about the best of 3 format too. I mean, okay, not like best of 3 is some novel concept that we came up with, right? But like, you know, like Jaiden has a
I
chance
don't know how
now.
you came up with that for this tournament.
I know.
man.
You know,
I know.
I've been cooking. I've been in
Pushing
the, I've been in the
the
lab.
competitive
Wolf of
gaming
3.
is.
Call it Wolf of 3, best of Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf tournament standard.
Yeah. Casual. I guess what I'm wondering here, and Jacob, I'd love your thoughts on this. If you're in Jaiden's position, how do you adjust for game 2? Like, what are you thinking?
Somebody will come, but
First off, unplug Void Switch if that's not an option. I also think it's really funny that the Sweaty Smasher brought a GameCube controller for. It's unnecessary. You're doing 2 inputs a minute, my dude. I think. Yeah. Well, okay, she brings Toadsquirrel, but in the back.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess, okay, she's now bringing Skeledirge and Meowscarada. I can see. Oh. Ooh.
She's rethinking.
She's rethinking.
Hold
I
on,
like
hold on.
it.
Let her cook. Let her cook. Let her cook.
Oh.
Oh.
I guess also knowing that like the Annihilate isn't Grass Terra is also really good for the Toadsquirrel.
Yeah.
Because it's really just a Moonga she has to be wary of.
Exactly, and there is the safety goggles on that Mousehold, but by leading with Toadsquirrel, you eliminate that threat.
I think this is an excellent game plan from Jaiden.
I like this a lot.
Yes.
Like I think it's a tough matchup. I think, and you have to take risks.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like it a lot. I'm also glad we get to see Toadsquirrel.
Voice just shipping it again, huh?
He's sending. I mean, listen, if
Yeah,
at
no
first you
reason not
succeed,
to.
oh,
If
we're
it
actually
ain't
seeing a
broke.
pivot from Jaiden. Okay, she's leading
All
with
right.
Meowscarada and Skeledirge here. This is going to be really interesting to see.
That's a ton of offensive pressure, though.
It is.
so.
It is. The question really is how much does Annihilate do with Rage Fist to the Skeledirge, right? Because if you can survive, I think you can
Yeah.
absolutely start to kind make Void's life uncomfortable. But if you just die even with a Terra,
here's the thing. Void right here is free to double protect and just see what she does.
Yeah.
And that's something you can do when people feel pressured to Terra immediately. You really just like cook them.
Yeah.
We'll see.
She's choosing to spread. I just don't think she wants to get like double hit by the protect again. Like
Exactly.
Last
Yeah,
game.
I think it makes
spread
sense.
was a result of turn 1 from last game.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
it's really tempting to just double into the mouse hold here because it's like really you don't want to deal with follow me later in the game, but
Yeah.
Void's shown that he's willing to punish that. And if she gets this play right,
Oh.
okay, knockoff, huge damage to the critical hits.
Uh-oh, but is it beat up just into the Rage Fist? Oh,
Here it
here we
is.
go. One,
Count them.
2,
Wait, that's a 250 rage.
so
rage
250
Three.
plus 200 BP, 4, hit 4 times. Who is Void targeting here? Rage Fist into the
Wow.
Skeletor. Not overcomplicating it, a great play. Unfortunately, Skeletor's goes
Yeah.
down. You know, it's funny because unaware of Skeletor's ability and ignores changes to Pokemon's stats. But the thing is that Rage Fist isn't changing the stats, it's changing the base power of the move itself.
Yeah.
So unaware is not effective there.
Or like Mirror Herb or anything like that.
Exactly.
Exactly. And it was a really smart play by Void because you aren't really at much risk of anything, right? You know the Annihilate's faster than the Skeletor. So the main scary thing there is if Annihilate...
He's awesome.
He's there, he's here, you know?
The
So,
shiny's so good.
has
Skeletor
arrived.
had like the opportunity to maybe consider going for a Terra there, but it's like, do you
Right.
really want to blow your Terra immediately, especially if you're not knocking out the Annihilate in return?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think if I were Void, I'd be so scared of something getting spored here that I was just trying to get that Toad Scroll out of the picture.
Yeah. The
And you
question,
can now because the mouse hold got knocked off.
yeah.
Yeah.
The question is, what does Jaiden want to do this turn? Does she want to knock off? Does she want to Flower Trick? Does she want to protect? Oh.
This is a play I would make.
I love this play. Protect from Toad School. It's the threat, right? It's what
Yeah.
you got to focus on.
There are no downsides.
Follow me from mouse hold. Redirecting knockoff, but Jaiden targeted that slot anyway. Knockoff comes out, takes that mouse hold. Who did Void target here? A Drain Punch could be really scary, but if it's Rage Fist,
I want to assume she got this one right.
Yeah,
nice,
exactly.
Nice play by Jaiden.
Hey.
It's a great way to
nice
get back
play.
in the game. Yeah.
100%. Annihilate that leftover's causing a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, it's constantly healed up.
Constantly healing. The question is, okay, Toad School is pretty low physical defense. Do you think it takes a 250 base power Rage Fist?
On a good day.
On a good day, yeah,
I like it.
Ooh, but there's another redirection option available. Well, actually, no.
double
no,
grass type.
No,
they're
it's
they're
not.
ignoring it. Here's the
Toad
question,
School,
though.
I swear.
Here's the question. If you're Jaiden, do you risk attacking into Annihilate and giving it another stack?
True.
I mean, what would 300 Rage Fist kill that 250 wouldn't?
Well, it might. Okay, this play might look strange. I like this play a lot. I
Yeah.
really
Really
like this
good.
play.
Oh,
Jaiden
Rage Powder doesn't really do anything.
doesn't do
here.
anything
Yeah.
here. Void maybe covering for a Terra here. Flower Trick, it might not look effective, but the thing is that this is the only move Jaiden has that will not activate Rocky Helmet. So even though it doesn't do much, Jaiden might have actually wanted to go down to her Focus Sash there. Rage Fist coming out. Is Toad School going to survive?
Toad's cool.
No!
It was not a good day
It
for
was
Toad's
not a good day for
School.
Toad School.
Oh, no.
Oh, that move is just so powerful. If Toad School survives there, Jaiden's actually in really good shape.
Yeah, you put the
Yes.
Annihilate to sleep. There's no real damage from the opposing
Yeah.
side
and
anymore.
Meowscarada ignores Annihilate, but so
Why
it would
would
have
she
been
go into the Amoonguss and not Annihilate?
because if it would have been close, like then you
Yeah.
risk giving, like imagine Toad School lives on 1 there. That's the difference of a Flower Trick. So I actually really like that play because if you go down to 1 HP there and you think you might survive, there's a very real reason why you would want to like activate Overgrow and now threaten one-shotting the Annihilate and winning with Toad School and King
Gotcha,
Gambit,
gotcha.
especially because you still
I
have
didn't
like a
know,
lot of resources.
Grass Terra Flower Trick would kill Annihilate.
No, not without the
Gotcha.
Overgrow, because Annihilate was normally trained to be very bulky. So I like the play.
gotcha.
I like the idea. It unfortunately doesn't work out, and I'm not familiar enough with my Toad School calcs to say whether or not that was a roll. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, I didn't know. Like, I mean, I think we all thought
Yeah.
maybe Toad School could live, and so we've been doing this for a while. So it's there's a lot of knowledge you need to know to make the perfect play, and without knowing it, it's really difficult.
I think it's also, what do you even do
Yeah.
if
you
it always
do
just
die,
KOs?
yeah.
I think that's game, honestly.
like you might
But it's
have
not over yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Void has a really nice play here. Annihilate is applying so much pressure, but also Jaiden can't take out this Amoonguss, so
Yeah.
Void is free to protect Annihilate here.
Let's see, Rage
No,
Powder
but just
again.
redirecting.
He doesn't know. right? Because doesn't Rage Powder not work on grass types?
Yeah,
But it helps against the
Nice
King
protect.
Gambit at least, so you're just
true,
like
true.
trying to
here it
avoid.
actually makes some sense.
I forgot
Yeah.
Toad School wasn't on the field. My bad.
Yeah.
Last turn that was like worthless, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Countdown Gleam does a
That's good
fair
damage.
bit. I do agree that maybe this Rocky Helmet will add up, but actually this isn't over because of Overgrown. King Gambit is way physically bulkier than Toad School, so it's possible like a knockoff into the Annihilate plus a Countdown Cleave takes out a Namungus, but we're actually seeing a different targeting switch here. This is a risky play, but if Jaiden gets it right, it could pay off. Doubling into a Mungus here. Now, unfortunately, this is going to activate the Rocky Helmet. And Void still has his Terra left. I forgot about that.
He does,
Yeah.
and the Fire Terra is so
Fire
good.
Terra is really good here.
But I like how he saved it, right? In the last game, he used it immediately. He was like, maybe I'm at risk of getting knocked out by this one play.
Yeah.
This game, like, not at that much risk. Even if you get Flower Trick, you have leftovers, you're healing back up. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So really, really smart in terms of like how to conserve that Terra. But that was a great turn last turn for Jaiden.
I agree.
What do you-
Knockup comes out.
What do y'all think is Void's last Pokemon?
Garchomp, I think.
Got
Because
it.
like, I feel like he really favors Garchomp.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just did the
So-
exact same lineup. as
Right,
last
right, right.
time.
Okay, cool, thanks.
No more Rocky Helmet. Drain Punch. I think this will be a KO, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's like she's so close. She just needs a
Yeah.
little more damage.
What broke Sash? I think I missed it.
Rocky
Rocky
Helmet.
Helmet.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
might have been a like.
it
it's
did
just
a
not
lot.
enough. It did a
Did a
lot, but
lot.
it's not enough for Sucker Punch. I think
Sucker Punch
Crit will do it.
Would do a
Sucker
lot.
Punch crit would do it.
Oh, in a world where that Sash wasn't broken.
I know.
Yeah, I
like she
know.
has.
Yeah.
Garchomp. Okay, but Garchomp. I mean,
Gonna have to hit its moves.
is gonna have to eat its Wheaties.
That's right. And I think
Still no Terra from Void, too.
Still no Terra from
Yep.
Void, but it's not helpful here anymore. I think because it's
Yeah.
Terra Ground and Terra Fire, neither of which are very good.
Yeah.
I think like from Void, you can just take this very slow, protect your Annihilate, do a little damage with Garchomp because she's really under fire from that Annihilate.
Yeah. I agree. Now we're gonna see Jaiden actually we see locking into a defensive play here, going for Protect. This could be good if you want to bait out the Protect from Annihilate, because if you figure you need a Sucker Punch critical hit anyway, may as well like scout for one turn, right? No need to attack into Garchomp needlessly.
That's true.
The Annihilate has bulk up, right?
The Annihilate has bulk up, but to go for it here feels needlessly risky, right?
I mean, if you're thinking like, okay, her only way back into this game is a crit Sucker,
Right.
then like you might as well just do it.
I was thinking like bulk up Dragon Claw essentially
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
slowly,
Yeah.
Like
like
the Rock Slide.
I like
super
the
effective.
Protect just to like kind of scout it out.
Exactly.
I don't think it really makes a huge difference at this point.
Yeah,
But
unless
yeah.
it would, like she gave one turn of leftovers healing, but like at the end of the day, it's probably not going to be the determining factor here.
Yeah, if like Annihilate, Final Gambit into Garchomp, I think that's her pretty much only out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have to
Oh,
learn a
man.
new move, heal back its HP, outspeed, and then KO.
Well, Garchomp could also miss all its attacks.
That's true. Garchomp is using Rock Slide, not Dragon Claw. Rock Slide obviously being only 90% accurate, though with that 30% flinch chance, the odds are more in Void's favor. But yeah, I think if Void gets a little bit fancy here, if he goes for, I don't know, like the wrong play, it's not impossible. Like, he should be worried about Sucker Punch crit, right?
There, he recognizes.
There's the accuracy move.
Oh,
okay, that's
that's
a
so
lot
much
more.
damage.
Honestly, the Life Orb from Void's Garchomp has been the real MVP of this set, in my opinion.
And no Sucker
A
Punch
lot.
came out there either.
Yeah.
So
It's going to depend. Is this a bulk up or is it a Rage Fist?
Yeah.
So 200,
Rage Fist.
300 base power. I would be surprised if King Gambit survives. It does go down. Yeah. Well played by Void and a valiant effort by Jaiden. I think that like Mousehold Annihilate looked like a
It's so
problem there.
hard.
She had limited options and with Void playing as well as he did, like, yeah, it's just very, very difficult.
Also, I think Void opening the tournament with a swift 2-0.
Yeah.
Like, playing back-to-back for any competitor is just unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes big creators are a little late. You know, it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Could happen to anybody.
Haven't anyone.
And sometimes the Voids have to come in and play set back-to-back. And I think just having that momentum, not only is it good for him, but it makes him so much more terrifying for everybody else.
That's
there.
right.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
right. But what I like also for the other competitors is that now both Jaiden and Boxbox, you know, they both went out against Void. They both lost 2-0. And I think for them, that's kind of like a, you know, it's kind of like a weight off their shoulders. Like, okay, like
Yeah.
I lost my first match, but this guy's looking strong, right? He could he could very easily go 3-0 in his group.
Yeah, I mean, he's guaranteed out of his pool.
yeah, I guess I would have to check the numbers,
Yeah,
but it's
he-
likely.
if he 2-0'd both, I feels
Yeah,
like
He
it
could lose his
Yeah.
next one. I think a 2-1's guaranteed out. No?
Yeah, maybe in some. I don't want to promise anything.
Gotcha.
You're probably right, but I just
There's a 2-1,
Very,
2-1,
very
2-1
good
kind of deal.
chance.
but,
Yeah,
like,
maybe,
yeah, what
yeah.
would the
Yeah, I
odds?
guess you're right.
yeah. But no, it's a very strong start from
what's up?
the man of the hour, Void. Welcome back.
Hey.
Yay.
How you feeling?
Nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
you don't
nervous.
look it at
You're
all.
you're
like,
playing
yeah.
quite
you're
well.
playing
so
literally
in
like a
the
pro.
zone.
It's
No. that game 1, I terrestrialized for no reason on my ape. And I was like, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah.
Because now my mouse hold's in the back. And mouse hold going later is kind of bad.
Yeah.
And I made my Annihilate Blue's Ghost. So when Jaiden's Annihilate comes back, he's a lot more active.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no.
Well, you made it look very good. I mean, I think Jaiden put on a very... she made it look hard for you, but it once again looked like the matchup was in your favor. It looked like Mousehold and Annihilate was pretty good. Did you know Rage Fist was going to kill Toad School?
Did I know it would kill?
Yeah,
No.
Okay.
But like in my head, I needed to kill Toad School because it ignores Rage Powder and it can spoil my Annihilate.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a big lose con at
Yeah.
that point.
Absolutely.
Especially I'm fighting double grass against Amoongus.
Amoongus, yeah.
Like, this isn't the best.
Yeah.
So I thought about it. I was like, am I really afraid of Meowscarada right here? You know, on paper, yeah. But in the context of, I guess, like what we're doing here, not really. Toad School is actually the win con here.
Yeah.
That's right. Just got to get it out.
And I kept thinking that dark moves are super effective against Annihilate. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I was like, dude, this is going to be it.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. I got to Kowtow Cleaved and I didn't terrestrialize. And then it was just...
Yeah. That's something that I really love about Pokemon is that, like, there's so much to keep track of that even when you're making these really high-level plays, like, I do that sometimes. I'm like, wait, Bug is neutral on Bug? Like, I thought it resisted. You know what I mean? Like, there's always... It feels like there's so much to keep track of that it's very easy to kind of make those little mistakes. We want to keep the pace moving, though, so we are going to throw to a break really quick. But congratulations on a very strong start.
Thank you. This
Dude,
means I get
you
time
look like
to
a pro.
chill.
It's so impressive.
You look like... Yeah.
I'm so impressed,
That was
man.
awesome.
Well done.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.